Welcome to the Urban Times. I'm here with Neil Cairns, Executive Programme Producer of Earthrise for Al-Jazeera TV. Thank you very much for joining us here today, Neil.
Thank you.
My first question to you is, what is Earthrise?
Earthrise is a program about solutions, about the solutions we need to meet the environmental challenges we face.
What differs from Al Jazeera's environmental coverage than, say, that of the National Geographic or the BBC?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a bit of a student about this, but the thing that I decided when I pitched Earthrise was that I've got a master's in environmental science and a history in science, and I can't watch shows that are downbeat and preaching or doomsaying. You know, I'm not interested in them. But if you say something that's, if you show people something that's positive and uplifting, they're much more likely to watch it. The underlying premise of the show is, to borrow a thought from Lester Brown, who wrote Plan B to Save Civilization, is that all the solutions we need already exist. What we lack is the political will or the money to make them real and to scale them up to the right size.
Earthrise, at this time on Al Jazeera. We take you on a journey to where human willpower meets the environmental issues we face, to showcase the initiatives that are making a difference. Earthrise, at this time on Al Jazeera.
In regards to the environmental solutions, what made you feature the ones that you did on the Earthrise series?
Just that they're compelling stories and that they are solutions. If they're not a solution, we don't do it. You know, if we find a story and it's a really good idea, but then we found out that they moved a tribe of people off the land to make this happen, we wouldn't do this. We would refer this to one of our sister programs at Al Jazeera, such as People in Power or Witness, that would cover that story. But we're about solutions that work.
One of my favourite segments of the show so far was one of the reporters going to the Netherlands and eating a burger full of bugs. Mm-hmm. What do you have to say about this? Is this something that you would do yourself or order on a restaurant?
Well, yeah, no, I've been filming in Vietnam and Southeast Asia, and you do. You know, there's nothing quite so nice as a fried grasshopper and a beer after your filming day. It's absolutely wonderful. And as Russell makes clear in the program, it's a mindset thing. You know, an insect is almost pure protein. What's the difference between eating that and the leg of a pig or the leg of a cow or the leg of a chicken? There really isn't any difference.
The majority of this burger is still beef, but even just by using, what did you say, 20%?
20%.
Even by using 20% grasshopper in this, that's 20% less beef, so less damage to the environment, less water that you're using.
Do you have your own environmental guilt? Maybe something that you don't do every day that you wish you could do or that you would do?
No, I don't think so. When I originally pitched the show, its original name was Where To From Here, the Guilt-Free Environment Show. You know, people just, you know, they turn off. They don't want to be made to feel guilty. But if you show somebody that's just common sense, and at the end of the day they go, wow, I could put one of them on my roof. You know, it's a far better way of doing it.
In the show, you talk about a local hero and a big thinker. How do you describe each phrase?
A local hero, I think, is somebody who makes a difference in their own community. But a big thinker is somebody who's thinking about things in a completely different way and inviting us all to change the way we do things. Like Polly Higgins, who we featured in episode 4, I think.
In April 2010, she proposed to the UN that ecocide, the environmental equivalent of genocide, becomes the 5th international crime against peace. And today she's organised a mock trial at the Supreme Court in London, as if that law has already been ratified. When was the kind of the moment, the light switching on for you, that you decided that this was going to be your path, that you wanted to push this forward?
At the moment, as a lawyer, as a barrister, I just don't have the tools of my trade to do this. Today what we're seeing here is, for the first time, barristers have these tools to use in court, and that's hugely important.
Was there one cause in particular which affected you?
I don't think there's any one in particular that I like more than any other, but I was watching one yesterday about a farmer in Wales, who we call him an energy farmer, because not only is he making cheese and milk from cows, he's also using all the waste products from all of those processes to create energy in a digester. He's using photovoltaics, wind power, to make energy as well, which he's actually putting back into the national grid. He's got a surplus of energy. And he's doing that because he doesn't want his children to ask, his grandchildren to ask, what did you do, great-granddad, when you knew that things were going wrong with the environment. He doesn't want to have the answer to be nothing. That's entirely, and I found that, it's not on yet, it's coming up, but I found that really moving when he said that.
For all potential local heroes and big thinkers, how can they pitch to you possible causes and solutions to the show?
Well, that's the next generation of Earthrise, I hope, is that we're going to be featuring a lot of viewer content, a lot of viewer ideas. That'll be hopefully series 2, 3, 4, up to 26, I hope. And they can do it on the website. They just log and hit the feedback button, and they'll be able to give us their ideas.
What would you like to see featured in the next series of Earthrise?
Well, to continue the same idea, people who are making a difference, people who through their enthusiasm and their positive outlook are attempting to make a difference. Whether it's the people who work at the seed bank at Kew, they're scientists and the boffins, and that's what they do. But if it wasn't for their enthusiasm and their positive outlook, that great seed bank project where so far 25% of the world's seed resource is now stored for future use, that wouldn't have happened. That takes enthusiasm, and it takes positivity, and it takes optimism.
Is there one piece of advice that you've learned from making the Earthrise series that you feel that you could pass on to our Urban Times viewers?
The only good advice I've ever been given is always wear sunscreen. But I don't believe in advice. Advice is, you can't give other people advice, but you can give them positive feedback. And I think, well, actually, in my own life, I've learned that the best thing to do is be optimistic. If you're optimistic, you're going to have a much happier life than if you're pessimistic. And you're not going to make major changes. If you don't think, there's nothing I can do, then you can't make a change. But if you're optimistic and think, well, I'm going to have a go, then you're going to make a change. So be optimistic and wear sunscreen.